Welcome Eagles to week 1 of your individual training. The coaches and myself have put together a plan for you to continue to work on your game during this lockdown that we're all in. 3 quick things before we get started. The first thing is safety. Make sure whatever you're doing, whether you're doing shooting or you're running, you're doing it in a safe environment. So if you have a hoop at home, that's great. You can do a lot of shooting there. If you don't, there should be a school probably somewhere close by to you. Go with your parents if you're younger. If you're a little bit older, you can go by yourself and work on these drills there. They're intended to be about 30 to 45 minutes, so not too long, and try to do it when the sun is out and it's going to be a little bit warmer for you and a little bit more comfortable to do the different drills. We're going to work on shooting, and in terms of shooting, we want to refine our shooting technique, so our form, and then want repetition. We want to try to get as many shots as possible. And the last thing in terms of shooting is we're going to track our makes and our misses, and the idea is over the next couple weeks, hopefully you're going to see a slight trend upward in terms of the percentage of shots you make, hopefully making more shots the more you practice. That's the idea. Last thing on dribbling, any dribbling drill that you do, low center of gravity. I keep telling our players, pretend you have a chair there, that you're sitting in this imaginary chair, and that's sort of the position you want to be in, nice and low. Now, the first thing we're going to do is actually a warm-up. We spend a lot of time on running, and we don't want to lose that technique or the speed. So it's going to be very simple. You've all, I think, done this to some extent. You're going to go opposite leg, opposite arm, and we call these in-place sprints, and you're going to go for a count of 50. I'm not going to do all 50, I'm going to do about 5, but you'll have the idea. So you're going to start in this position. Every time you count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You want to be pumping those arms and those legs every time you count. For a total of 50, it should take you about 1 minute. After that, we're going to go into a dribble series, and we're going to do a variety of different dribbles, but hopefully to improve your handles with both hands. The first one is going to be fairly simple. It's a V dribble, and we're going to do it, when I say inside, I mean inside our knees. And you're going to go for 30 seconds. All the dribbling, you're going to go a total of 1 minute in place, 1 minute on the move, and 1 minute rest. So V dribble inside, you're going to go 30 seconds with your right hand. Your left hand is protecting the ball. Okay, and when your 30 seconds is up, you're going to go left hand. And these are inside V dribbles, inside the knees. When your 30 seconds on your left hand's done, you're going to do it on the move. So you're going to take a step with every dribble, and you're going to come backwards as well. Inside, try to keep it nice and low. And then same idea with your left hand. Try to keep your head up. With every step, you're doing your V dribble. Okay? The second thing you're going to do on the V dribble is a wide V dribble. So now we're going outside of our knees. Okay? And try to kind of rock your body to the rhythm of the ball. Left hand, again, 30 seconds each. And then we're going to start walking. Again, with every step, you want to take a dribble, or try to. When you're done with your one hand, onto your other hand. So that's your V dribble. The next thing we're going to focus on is through the legs and back and front. Okay, some people refer to this as a killer crossover. We're just going to start nice and slow through your left leg and back and front. Try to keep your head up. And as you get more comfortable, you can try to pick up your speed a little bit, right? Again, keep that dribble nice and low. When you're done with your left leg, then you're going to do it with your right leg. So through and then back and front. Through and in front, through and in front. And then you can try to start doing it on the move and also backwards. I have a cone in front of me that's getting in the way. Okay, so through your legs and back in front, through and in front. And the last one that we're going to do for now is going to be a crossover. Again, 2 versions of it. Inside the knees, when we're just keeping the dribble nice and low, back and forth as quickly as you can. You're going to go for a minute, and then again you're going to move forward for a minute, and you're going to move backwards for a minute. 1 step with every dribble. When you get that portion of it completed, now we're going to go wide. Okay, crossover, wide, and again notice I'm rocking my body to the ball. You want to still keep it low, except now your dribble is going a little bit outside of your knees. When you finish that, the dribbling portion of it, take a 1 minute break, and then we'll move on to shooting. Okay, so the next focus of our workout program is going to be shooting, and we're doing around the world form shooting. So as you can see, I have 5 spots, 5 cones, 2 on the baseline, 2 on what would be the low block, and 1 right in the middle of the basket. And when you're doing this, you're going to shoot 5 shots at each of these cones with your dominant hand. So most of you, it's going to be your right hand. So you're going to have a total of 25 shots around the world. And remember, you're tracking these shots. So you want to track your makes and your misses. Coming back around the other way, you're going to use your non-dominant hand. So for most of you, it's going to be your left hand, okay? We want to keep our guide hand, okay, our off hand, off the ball. These are one-handed form shots. So I'm just going to go around and shoot from the 5 spots. I'm going to take one shot at each spot to make it move a little bit quicker, and then we're going to go on to the next shooting drill. So this is going to be a total of 50 shots for you guys. In terms of shooting, we want to have our feet balanced. We want to have our elbow underneath the ball. We want to have our eyes on the target, which is going to be our back rim. We want to follow through nice and smoothly. So that's the technique you're going to repeat over and over again. Okay, so that was my dominant hand. Now I'm going my left hand. Okay, so that's it. I took one shot at each of the spots. You guys will, of course, take 5 shots at each spot for a total of 50. A few quick things. Make sure you get nice and low. And your feet, your legs, as you extend your legs, you should extend your arm on that shot. And when you finish, you should be on your toes. Okay, so the next part of our workout is going to be free throw shooting. I want you to focus on 3 things. First thing is lining up your lead or your dominant foot down the middle of the basket. You want to cut that basket in half. The other leg is just going to be off to the side, but behind that lead foot. Next thing is have a routine. Doesn't matter what the routine is, it's whatever you're comfortable with. So you can spin the ball out, you can take a couple dribbles. It's up to you, but make sure it's consistent and you're doing the same thing every time you're at the foul line. Okay, it's going to put you in your mind at ease when you're about to shoot. Last thing is exhale before you shoot. Take a shot, okay? Every good NBA player, and I think pretty much every NBA player, that is their last step of their free throw shooting is exhaling. It's going to put, it's going to release the tension from your body, especially your sort of shoulders and upper back, and it'll put your mind hopefully at ease before you shoot that shot. So now I'm going to demonstrate. Okay, the next part of our workout is going to be dribble series number 2. And we're going to work on, the first thing is figure 8. And this is actually in place. You're not going to move with this one, okay? But what you're going to do is you're going to go for a minute, then you're going to stretch your back out a little bit, and then you're going to go for another minute in the opposite direction. So the way this looks, you want to get low and wide. You want to create that window for that ball to get through, and you're just going to pass the ball over from one hand to the other, and you want that dribble to stay low. You don't want it to go higher than your knee, for example. Okay, and that's the idea. You just pass it from one hand to the other. Your minute's up, stretch your back out a little bit, and then go in the opposite direction, okay? So making sure you keep that dribble nice and low. Try to keep your head up as much as you can. Okay, those are your figure 8s. Next thing that you're gonna do, I call it 1, 2 through. So you can do a cross one way, cross the other way, through your legs, bring it back in front, cross, cross, through the legs, bring it back in front. So 1, 2, through the legs. So it looks something like this. 1, 2, through, 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 1, 2, through. 1 minute, and then the next minute you're going to do it on the move, okay? And you'll get in a rhythm and a pattern, you'll figure it out for yourself. Last thing, the third part of this dribbling series is just to build off what we did. So we're going to go 1, 2 through, behind the back. If the ball rolls away, you mess up your dribble, just pick it up and continue going, okay? So we start the same, 1, 2, through, back, back, back and front, 2, through, back, back, back and front, 1, 2, through, back, back, in front, 1, 2, through, back, back. Okay, so that's the idea for your third exercise in your dribble series. Okay, so after you do your second dribble series, we're going to work on layups. Layups with a dribble, of course. Proper footwork is always important, making sure that if you're on the left side, left, right, left hand finish. If you're on the right side, right, left, right hand finish. We're going to do a traditional style layup, and then we're going to do a 2-foot power layup. You're going to do 10 of each for a total of 40. So 10 right, 10 left, traditional, 10 right, 10 left, 2-foot jump stop power layups. I'm going to demonstrate just one of each for now. The cones that you see, they're probably closer than you want them to be, both to the basket and to each other. You want them to be a little bit wider and further. Part of this is also a cardio workout to get you moving a little bit. Starting underneath the basket every time. Okay, after you do that, again, 10 on each side traditional, 10 on each side 2-foot power layups. Back to your free throws, we're focusing on the 3 things we talked about for free throws. Lining up your foot, having a routine, exhaling before you shoot. Okay, last part of our shooting is going to be spin outs in the paint from underneath the basket. Okay, so what I mean by that is you're going to spin the ball out and you're trying to envision or take the shot in the paint. Okay, they're not intended to be long distance shots. It's supposed to be below the free throw line, so we're talking about maybe a 10 to 12 foot little jump shot in the paint. And you're going to spin the ball towards the elbow, catch it, 2-foot jump stop. Okay, drive those toes, those feet into the ground, and then you're going to pivot towards the middle or the center of the court. You're going to square up and shoot the shot. And what I'm going to do, and I suggest you do as well, is alternate from one side of the basket to the other so that you're pivoting with alternate legs. So one time will be your right leg, the other time will be your left leg, and you're going to go for a total of 20, 10 with each leg, 10 with each pivots, okay? So it looks something like this. So that's it for that drill. Make sure that when you're pivoting, if you can, try to swing that foot all the way around so you're in a position to be ready to shoot the ball. Same with on this side. You're pivoting, going towards the middle or the center. Bring that foot around. You're ready to shoot that shot. Okay, so that's a wrap on week 1. If you're able to go through everything, and you should be able to, that's going to give you a pretty decent shooting workout. There's some dribbling involved as well. It's going to be a little bit of cardio as you go through the drills. Remember, stay safe. Make sure you're doing everything in a safe environment, whether it's at home or, again, like I said, at a gym, sorry, not a gym, a school or a community center, outdoors. Where there's a will, there's a way. If you want to get better at the game, you'll find time and you'll find a place to work on your game and get better and better. Otherwise, stay safe. Some of you already got these shirts. We fight as one and we fight on, right? So we got to do this together. Hopefully this will be over sooner rather than later, and we can get back together as a team and start training indoors and continue working our game. And just, you know, the time you put in now, it will pay off in the long run. You're not going to see results in a day or two, but in a month or two, you should all become a little bit better in terms of your athletic ability and your basketball skill, and that's what this is all intended for. So take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon.